Good evening, you're watching the 7 o'clock English news from the Sultanate Oman television. First, the headlines. They're signed by His Majesty Sultan Qaboos. His Highness Said Fatih bin Fahar Al Said presides over the official opening ceremony of Al Batna Express Way, and the Minister of Transport and Communications stresses that the Dabba Lima Khasabrod project will start in the middle of next year. They're signed by His Majesty the Sultan. His Excellency the Minister of Endowments and Religious Affairs presides over the honoring ceremony for the winners of Sultan Qaboos Award for Culture, Art and Literature in its 7th round. And an agreement to establish a central laboratory for 1 million date palm trees project is signed. Those are the headlines, and now the news in detail. Is signed by His Majesty Sultan Qaboos. His Highness Said Fatih bin Fahar Al Said presided over the official opening ceremony of Al Batna Expressway as part of the 48th National Day celebrations this year. And the Minister of Transport and Communications opened the Batna Express project that connects 9 wilayats and 3 governorates, Muscat South and North Al Batna. The 270 kilometers Batna Expressway, the largest road project in the history of the Sultanate, starts from Halban, Muscat, and ends at Khatmat Mallah in the Wilayat of Shinas in the governorate of North Al Batna. The project, implemented in line with the highest international standards, have 4 lanes in each directions with a width of 3.75 meters per lane, 23 interchanges, 17 flyovers, bridges, and 12 underpasses, 11,400 lampposts, and over 250,000 ground reflectors. Meanwhile, His Excellency Dr. Ahmed bin Mohammed Al-Fataisi, Minister of Transport and Communications, said that the project of Dabba Lima Khasabrod will be submitted to the contractors at the middle of the next year, stressing that the road project will continue in various governorates of the Sultanate. Is signed by His Majesty the Sultan, His Excellency Sheikh Abdullah bin Mohammed Al Salmi, Minister of Endowments and Religious Affairs, shall preside over this evening the honoring ceremony for the winners of Sultan Qaboos Award for Culture, Art and Literature in its 7th round, dedicated to Omani citizens. Researcher Hamid bin Abdullah Al Sketi won the award in the field of intangible cultural heritage studies. In the field of short films, the award went to Isa bin Salim Al-Subhi, director of the film Black Doesn't Suit You. The fields of the 8th round for next year will be announced during the concluding ceremony. Central Date Palm Laboratory of the Million Date Palm Plantation Project to be established in Samail. The Diwan Royal Court, the Omani Authority for Partnership for Development, and the University of Arizona signed an agreement to establish the Central Date Palm Laboratory. The event was presided over by His Highness Sayyid Dr. Fahad bin Al-Julenda Al Said. Our reporter Saleh bin Khafan Rahbi has more details in the following report.
The Directorate General of the Million Date Palm Plantation Project of the Diwan of the Royal Court, in collaboration with the Omani Authority for Partnership for Development and the University of Arizona of the USA, signed an agreement to establish the Central Date Palm Laboratory, which is to be held in the Wilaya of Samail in a Dakhaliya Governorate.
The reason we have chosen Samail as the location for the laboratory, because of many reasons. First of all, it is very accessible, very close to Muscat, also very close to the company we have created, which is for industry related to dates production and so on. And also it is in the middle of 3 universities here in Oman: Sultan Qaboos University, Nazwa University, and Sharqiya University.
We are very proud to have been part of this important project. FNSS, our Turkish partners, are fulfilling part of their obligation to Oman under the authority's regulation to support the development of this key project with the colleagues at the Royal Court, the Million Date Palm Department, and we identified the University of Arizona as the best strategic partner in terms of technical and research capabilities. And so our role was to ensure this project was going to deliver through University of Arizona the setup of the 3 labs as part of the central center, Date Palm Center, in the 3 areas mentioned during the signings.
The Central Date Palm Laboratory is a research center dedicated to conducting research using latest technologies to develop, improve, and enhance date palm quality and the productivity of the palm tree sector in the Sultanate.
At the point in time when the laboratories are fully functioning, which is expected to be at the end of year 1 of the project, we will then have fully functioning labs, and in the first half of the second year, the University of Arizona will be managing the labs with Oman personnel being intensively trained. And at the middle of the second year, the lab operation will be formally turned over to the Oman personnel to run. At the end of the second year, then, the U of A will be less present on the lab site, but will be available in more of a remote mentoring process till the end of the year 3, at which point the project is due to conclude.
The laboratory consists of 3 sections in the first stage: the Date Palm Protection Research Department, the Horticulture Research Department, and the Biochemistry Research Department. It is worth mentioning that the agreement focuses also on the training of Omani cadres and qualifying them to conduct research and work in the laboratory. With the implementation of the Central Laboratory, the 1 million date palm plantation project will have completed its 3 main components, namely the farms, the factories, and the research laboratories. For the Sultanate of Oman Television, Salih bin Khalfan al-Rahbi, Muscat.
His Excellency Dr. Yahya bin Mahfouz al-Mandari, Chairman of the State Council, received David McAllister, Chairman of the Foreign Affairs Committee in the European Parliament. During the meeting, His Excellency stressed that the Sultanate is very keen to enhance its relations with the countries of the European Union. He also pointed out the existing cooperation between the Sultanate and the European Union, said that it comes within the Sultanate's attention to supporting its relations with all the countries based on an approach to spread peace, tolerance, and harmony values in the world. On his part, the Chairman of the Foreign Affairs Committees in the European Parliament hailed the role of the Sultanate in supporting the stability of the region and enhancing international peace and security. He stressed on European Union's keenness to strengthening cooperation with the Sultanate. His Excellency Khalid bin Hilal al-Ma'ali, Chairman of the Shura Council, also received the Chairman of the Foreign Affairs Committee in the European Parliament. During the meeting, they reviewed the cooperation relations between the Shura Council and European Parliament and ways to enhance them in various fields. They also discussed a number of regional issues and matters of common concern. During a meeting held between the Ministry of Manpower and representatives of the private sector in various sectors, the ministry stated that it's going to increase the Omanization ratio in the industry sectors by 34%, the logistics sector by 18%, and the travel and tourism sector by 43%. The decision comes in support to provide more job opportunities for unemployed nationals and support the government Omanization policies. Representatives from the ministry and private sectors also discussed the overall targeted Omanization ratio and the challenges facing the companies in the logistics and industry sectors. The ministry revealed the new service for issuing work permits for commercial establishments and the new Omanization guidelines for these 2 sectors. The National Records and Archives Authority signed a contract to establish a system for the management of electronic documents in cooperation with the private sector. The contract provides for the procurement, development, implementation, and support the system called WUSOR to the National Records and Archives Authority and 17 other government agencies as first stage. The Wasool system will create policies and laws governing the electronic documents sector and better practices that ensure proper management and protection of these documents and information, any risks that may affect them, and the electronic system will provide a secure environment for documents and information assets through the arrival of authorized persons only. The agreement was signed with the implanting company by His Excellency Dr. Hamad Mohammed Al-Doyani, Chairman of the National Records and Archives Authority. Still to come on News Bulletin. The annual exhibition of the Omani Journalists Association is open at Al Moj Marina, Muscat. Welcome back to the news from the Sultanate of Oman Television. More than 100 participants from government and private units took part in the workshop on competition protection and monopoly prevention. The workshop came within the framework to limit the harmful competitions in the market that affect the consumer and national economy. In this regard, the Competition Protection and Monopoly Prevention Law came to organize the economic activities. It's worth mentioning that the organization of laws of free market and application of laws specified for traders and consumers will increase the volume of commercial exchange and investment in the markets. The National Center for Statistics and Information, NCS, is organizing the Consumer Confidence Survey 2018 from December 18th to 31st, 2018. According to NCSI officials, the survey is intended to circulate in the Index of Consumer Sentiment, which is a key measure of the state of economy. The survey, which is conducted over using mobile phones, is designed to assess the degree of satisfaction among the citizens with regard to the Sultanate's current economic status as reflected by inflation, employment opportunities, investment climate, economic policies pursued by the government, and the cost of living, among others. It also measures the extent of public optimism regarding economic development in the short term 1 year. Oman Chamber of Commerce and Industry organized a special evening seminar highlighting the challenges facing the Sultanate and efforts exerted in promoting the country in the tourism and economic sectors. The seminar attracted stakeholders, economists and specialists from various relevant fields. The speaker discussed the role of private sector in supporting and enhancing competitiveness of the country at the global level and how to improve competitiveness in various fields. The seminar also highlighted the role of the National Competitiveness Office and its function in conjunction with implementation support and follow-up unit. Muscat International Airport launched JetX VIP fixed base operation terminals for ground handling and management services for private planes. The ceremony was held on the patronage of His Excellency Sheikh Salim bin Mustahil Al-Mashni, advisor at the Diwan of the Royal Court. The managing company, JetX, is a globally renowned FBO service provider that offers high-end customer-tailored solutions for management of private planes. An official from JetX revealed that Sultanate of Oman is the 30th FBO terminal made by the company around the world. The Omani Qatari company Ooredoo has celebrated the graduation of 71 women who have completed the Intilaqa training program, and 157 trained who have also completed Step Forward program. More details in the following report.
In continuation of empowering local talent and equip them with the skills needed to succeed, the Omani Qatari company Ooredoo has celebrated the graduation of 71 women who have completed the Intilaqa training program, which highlights the building of self-confidence and balancing family life and work, and the graduation of 157 trainees who have also completed Step Forward program meant for digital entrepreneurs.
Currently, we have trained about 157 participants from both genders, male and female, from government and non-government sectors, and we have about 80 plus graduates from Springboard. We have over 300 projects, and we are going to assess some of them today, and they cover different categories, both health, sports and leisure. So I'm really looking forward to announcing the winners today, and we are also looking for sponsors to help these participants, inshallah.
The aim of the program is to equip ambitious Omani talents with the skills, experience and knowledge necessary for personal and professional success and development, and to introduce them in the best positive way to create sustainable value and a positive impact on the future. It also highlights the importance of teamwork and the promotion of leadership skills. At the conclusion of the two programs, the winners of the 17 projects were honored. It's worth mentioning that Ooredoo organizes the Intilaqa training program in cooperation with the British Council and is designed by women for women.
We want our customers to enjoy the internet, but we also want Omani citizens and entrepreneurs to prosper from the internet. So the Springboard and the Spring Forward programs are aimed at doing exactly that, helping young entrepreneurs in Oman start businesses that are sustainable for the future, so that we can build a community of entrepreneurs here in the Sultanate of Oman. The program's been running now for several years, and we're very pleased with the outcome, and some of the businesses are even now becoming SMEs in their own right.
During the year 2018, the programs witnessed great acceptance by the aspiring trainees to find a positive change in the future, as they had the opportunity to work with a number of different sector leaders and accredited coaches with the aim of developing digital projects that can be applied in reality.
The annual exhibition of the Omani Journalists Association, OJA, was opened at Al Moj Marina, Muscat, under the patronage of His Excellency Sheikh Abdullah bin Nasser Al Bakri, Minister of Manpower, in the presence of a number of their Highnesses, Ministers, Under-Secretaries, Omani and non-Omani photographers interested in this kind of photography. The chief guest and the audience toured the exhibition, which was held under the title Features of Oman. At the end of the opening ceremony, Dr. Mohammed bin Barak Al-Arimi, OJA chairman, presented a commemorative gift to the chief guest. This is the Sound of Oman Television. Before we enter tonight's bulletin, here are the main points once again. Is signed by His Majesty Sultan Qaboos, His Highness Said Fatih bin Fahar Al Said presides over the official opening ceremony of Al Batna Expressway, and the Minister of Transport and Communications stresses that the Daba Lima Qasabroad project will start in the middle of next year. Is signed by His Majesty Sultan, His Excellency Minister of Endowments Affairs and Religious Affairs presided over the honoring ceremony for the winners of Sultan Qaboos Award for Culture, Art and Literature in the 7th round. And the agreement of establish a central lab for the Million Date Palm Trees project is signed. And with that, we come to the end of tonight's news. From all of us here, good night.